Hey y'all, it's Rachel with Mr.Nola's Glitter. I'm coming to you today to show you a super easy and quick tutorial how to create these cool geode slice coasters with our new geode slice mold. We just got them in yesterday. I created one and I wanted to show you guys how easy it was to do this with glitter and micas. And it makes a really beautiful gift, great for craft fairs. You could probably sell them between $20 and $25 finished, time with a little bow, put a little name tag on them. Perfect. Housewarming gifts, whatever floats your boat. You could do these in any color. You can use any color micas, glitters, epoxy dyes, alcohol inks. The sky's the limit, and the only thing that holds you back is your lack of imagination or lack of trying. So today I'm going to show you how I'm going to use glitter and mica powders to create these super cute geode slices. So the mold is one circle, and when you pop it out, you get these cool little slices. So they're perfect size for coasters, so you can make a cute little set. So I'm going to turn you down and show you what the finished product will look like before you unmold, and then I'm going to show you how to create this really quick. All right, so I'm going to turn you down. All right, so this is what your mold will look like. Fast forward to 12 hours from now. So before you unmold it, this is what it's going to look like. So when you pop it out, you're going to get these cool, beautiful slices. So it makes one complete slice, but when you put it back together, it's like a little puzzle piece. So you have all these individuals to make coasters out of. Super pretty. You can do any color you can think of. I like the blues. The blues are pretty. So I'm going to show you how to create something. I'm not going to use exact colors, but I'm going to use something close to this. Okay. So we have our mold. These molds are $5 on MrNolasGlitter.com. You can pick them up, and each mold makes one complete set. 4 pieces in a set. Okay, so I have my epoxy. It's already mixed, as you can see. So then I have these individual cups broken down, and I'm going to mix epoxy in each one of these cups, and I'm going to tell you what's in each one of these little cups. These are my little condiment cups or my Jello shot cups, whatever you want to call them. Here in Louisiana, we call them Jello shot cups. So I'm going to tell you what's in each one of these cups, and then we're going to mix our epoxy, and then I'm going to show you how to pour it in the molds to create this geode slice. So for the center, I'm going to use Southern Belle. It is a super shiny silver chunky mix. It kind of gives the effect of the crystals in the middle. That's what I'm going for with this. I'm going to use deep blue mica from the Mica Set 2. Okay, you can use whatever micas that you want on hand. You can use epoxy dyes. You can use alcohol inks. Alcohol inks are going to be a little bit different because you're going to get more translucent. Epoxy dyes and micas are going to give you the more opaque look, and micas is going to give you that shimmery look that you're looking for with this. So this is deep blue, number 8 from the Mica Set 2. I have Cajun Sparkle, which is our white silver mica. This is a standalone jar. This one is super popular. People love this. It also comes in a gold shimmer. This is a silver shimmer. So this is going to fit right into this whole line. I'm going to use Dark Alley, which is an iridescent dark, kind of like a dark blue purpley glitter. Dark Alley. To give me more sparkle. And then the last glitter that I'm going to use is Pirates Alley. It is a pure silver small chunky mix. It's got a lot of different sizes in there, so it's going to give me it's going to give me another effect. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to let me get my mold out from under here so I don't mess this up and put it to the side. I have all these laying out, so I'm going to just pour epoxy in these and mix them up. I know I'm going to want the most in the silver and then the blue, because the blue is, if you look here, so in the slice, The silver is the center part, so I used a lot of, it took a lot to make this, and then this is bigger, so this makes up, this is a lot too. So in my cup, I have 6 pumps. As you know, I use the Faux Rizzle, and I use the pump, so I have 6 pumps of each side. If I need more, I have some more mixing to the side, but I'm going to start with that. I can't remember how much I used the last time. So the cup that I'm going to want the most in is the silver. So I'm just going to go ahead and pour pretty much, that's about 1.5 ounces with the glitter in there. The blue, same thing. The mica, about 1.5. This is all eyeballing. My silver, I'm going to use a little bit of veining, so it's about 1 of that. And the glitter, about 1 of here. And then the rest I'm going to do in the white, which is going to give me that that kind of rock look. So let me scrape all of this out of here. Try not to waste any epoxy. All of it is used. Like I said, if I need any more, I have some mixing already to the side, which will be ready. I love using the epoxy mixer, which makes your epoxy super clear. I am using an epoxy mixer from Midlands Vinyl, so I'll link that below. All right, so I'm going to put that to the side. A little tip, when I'm using these little cups, I cut my popsicle sticks in half, so you get more bang for your buck. You only need a half of a stick anyway, so I just cut them in half. So I'm just going to mix each one of these up. This is my silver. This is Pirate's Alley. This is the small chunky mix, if you can see. This is the consistency that you want it in. If it's a little thicker, that's fine. The thicker, the better. That way it lays where you want it to lay, and then that way you can layer it up, okay? So I have that. This is my deep blue mica. So you can watch how beautiful this turns out. Look at this color. So this is why I like micas, because micas are like pearly and they are super pigmented, and a little bit goes a long way. I did a little scoop on the end of a popsicle stick, and look at the deep blue color that we have here. So I want to just make sure that's really mixed up. My micas are really mixed up with that epoxy, so it's nice and smooth and creamy. All right. So I got that. Next is my Dark Alley glitter. So this one is iridescent, and it's like dark alley. So look how dark and beautiful this is. So this is almost like a blue black, but it's iridescent, so it's going to take on whatever colors that I put with it. This is going to be, you'll be able to see light through this when you hold the coasters up. So I think this is going to give us a really pretty effect. Okay. All right. And then we have our Southern Belle, which is a showstopper by itself. If you guys do not have this glitter, you need it in your life. This is my go-to super sparkly glitter of all times. It is a mixed glitter, and it's almost like crushed mirrors. I love it so much. You can use it in so many different applications, and it's a showstopper, or it's a very nice addition to pretty much any design that you have. Look at that. Do y'all see that? It's like crushed mirrors. I might need a little bit more of this. We're going to see. And then this is my Cajun Sparkle. This is silver. Oops. So I'm going to mix this up nice and creamy, so you'll get some of those silver sparkles. Do you see how pearly that is? Look at that shimmer. So this is the kind of different textures and looks that I would imagine a real geode would have, a geode slice. So I think these are going to really look good together. So give it a quick mix. Again, I've told you guys a million times, I'm not super careful with my epoxy. I whip it like a cake and take care of the bubbles on the end, or I don't stress about the bubbles. It's art and it is what it is, but once this rests, you won't have a lot of bubbles. As you're sitting, you can see the bubbles rise to the top, and by the time we use it, they'll be all gone. All right, so I'm going to put this to the side. I got this little thing with a mold that I got off of Amazon. I don't know what it's called exactly, but it's got these little nubbies on it, and it feels kind of cool. So I have my mold here. So make sure I don't have any junk in it. I have a lot of glitter around. I hope you don't have too much of a glare. So the first thing I'm going to start with is my center. So I'm going to basically work this mold like it's a standalone mold. So when the pieces pop out, they'll fit back together and it looks like a complete set, okay? So I have my Southern Belle. So I'm going to add my little scoop here, a little scoop here, a scoop here. Don't worry about getting over the top. You're going to wipe that all out. But this way it looks like it's all cohesive. So you're basically working on a piece, making this one piece instead of individual pieces. Okay. So I have a little bit left over, but that's all right. I'm going to come back with that. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my blue mica right here. I'm going to give it another quick stir. I like working with these little cups because they're easy to handle and they're easy to pour where you want them to pour. So this one I'm going to pour on the outside edges. So I started with this in the center because I want it to spread a little bit, but then I'm going to go with the blue and I'm going to work on the outside edge here, which this is going to create the outside edge of this slice right here. Okay. So I'm just going to take it and follow it all the way around the outside edge. Like I said, don't worry about if you get it on the outside of the mold. You're going to clean it up before it sets, but this way it's just going to look like one piece that fits back together. Okay. If you want it thicker, by all means make it thicker. It's going to move around, so you don't have to worry about that. There's a little bit more right here. All right. So I'm going to take that little piece right there and wipe it off. All right. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my white Cajun Sparkle mica, the white silver. Okay. And then I'm going to go right next to this blue and add a little line of that here. All right. Then I'm going to take my dark alley glitter and I'm going to go in next right behind that white. So this one's a little thick, so I might add, let's see, I might add a little bit of epoxy to this. This one might have used a little bit too much. So I'm going to add just a little bit more epoxy to this to make it a little loose, a little thinner. All right. That way it'll flow just a little bit. Don't worry about if these things are moving together. That's fine. You want them to marry together. I'm going to take this and then I'm going to go right here. All right. last little bit I'm going to put right here. And that looks pretty. All right, then I'm going to take this Pirate's Alley and I'm going to add a little bit. I'm going to try to pour a little bit in between this silver and this blue right here. Like this. All right, and then, so then to get it to have like this kind of clear look, I'm going to add a little bit, before I do the final piece, I'm going to take a little bit of this blue, and I think I'm going to add just a little drop of blue right here to give it another little effect. I didn't do this on the first piece, but I thought it might look cool. So I'm just going to add a little bit right here in the center. Okay. And then to finish it off, so my mold is not all the way finished. So then I'm going to take this, just the clear epoxy, and I'm going to fill up my mold. So I'm going to pour it right here in this where the Southern Belle is, and it's going to push all of that up. Do you see how it's moving that up? It's like flooding it up. It's a little bit. So you can see all of my things moving. So you can see that epoxy that I flooded in there is moving all of those layers around. So it's giving it kind of a natural look now. So it doesn't look like you're just clumping it in there. It's just giving it some kind of natural effects. I probably shouldn't be messing with this, but you know, it wouldn't be me if I didn't muck something up, okay? Right, guys? I'm all about teaching you guys what not to do. We'll see if this was a fail or not when we unmold it and I post pictures in our Facebook group, okay? So then my mold is completely full. So what I'll do is I'll make sure that all of my lines are cleaned up. So I'll take my little popsicle stick and I will scrape off my lines. All right, so all of my mold is clean. So you're like, okay, now it's full of bubbles. What do I do? I've told you guys before, do not take a torch to your molds because you will ruin your molds. I use a dollar store barbecue lighter. They're from the Dollar Tree. It's $1. I turn on the fire as high as it can go, and I take this and I go over the top and I pop all of my bubbles with this. This is not getting hot enough to melt your mold, but this is making sure that those foamy bubbles, because you know I've whipped that epoxy up and I've mixed it up and I've passed it over and over. This is making sure that all of those bubbles are gone, and it's going to give you a very clear casting. When you unmold this, this is going to be very clear. You're not going to see any bubbles, and it's going to be beautiful. Okay, I don't know if you can see this, but I'm popping all the bubbles, just passing it over the top every square inch. I don't like to use a torch. The torch is quick, but I over torch every time. I have ruined so many molds, guys, and I'm just trying not to ruin my molds. You should get a lot of life out of your silicone molds. right. So I will wait for about 10 more minutes. And then I'll come back and pass this over one more time because as it sets, more bubbles are coming to the top. But right now it's pretty much perfect. And in about 12 or 15 hours, I will unmold this and we will have a beautiful geode slice. So that's it, guys. That is super easy. You can, like I said, you can mix and match colors or products that you use. You can use whatever colors that you want, what other types of glitter. Try iridescent glitters, try different types of dyes. There's epoxy dyes. There's all kinds of colorants that you can add to your epoxy to get different looks. If you guys have any questions, please leave me a message below. I come back and try to answer every message. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to our channel. We're always adding new content. If there's things that you guys would like to see, let me know. I'd love to have you guys come and join us over in our Facebook group. We have lots of stuff going on over there. There's lots of talented people that show off their amazing creations, and I would love to see what you create. So I will post the finished picture of these coasters in our group, so come on over and check that out. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I can't wait to see what you create. Bye now.